My name is Erin Lavender, and I'm a mother of two awesome daughters, one of which just happens to have epilepsy. Today, as I think about sharing Bella's story, we're actually at the DeVos Children's Hospital, hanging out in the Pediatric Epilepsy Monitoring Unit. Seems fitting, doesn't it? June 25th, 2017. This is a day I'll never forget. This is the day my daughter Bella had her first witnessed grand mal-type seizure at the age of 8. The fear I felt that day was like nothing I'd ever felt before. We were attending church and she started seizing. We had no idea what was going on. I'd never seen a seizure and I definitely had no idea what to do. This was a case of God putting us in the right place at the right time. There were 2 ER nurses within feet of us, and they instantly knew what they were seeing and what to do. As they rushed her to the floor at the back of the sanctuary, we quickly had nearly a dozen medical professionals gathered around her as we waited for an ambulance to arrive. The following weeks were filled with a handful of appointments, and our first visit to the Children's Hospital and an EEG test. The EEG showed she was frequently having absent seizures as well, and we didn't even know it. Another grand mal seizure in the following weeks confirmed a diagnosis of generalized idiopathic epilepsy. We left the hospital with a diagnosis we knew nothing about. I'd heard of epilepsy, but outside of knowing the name, we were completely clueless. There was no handbook, or someone we knew we could get advice from. We were now living with this huge sense of worry, not knowing when a seizure would strike next. During the first few weeks, we were very optimistic. She takes the prescribed medication, the seizures are controlled, and we go on about our lives. Easy, right? Not for Bella. She's had nearly a dozen EEGs, and she's on her 4th medication. Not so easy. 3 years in, and we're still working toward control. We aren't there yet. It's been a huge lesson in patience. While we are thankful Bella's epilepsy isn't severe, and outwardly she looks and acts like any other kid, epilepsy affects our family's life daily. It affects simple things like our new daily medication regimens, remembering to grab her rescue medication before we leave the house, creating consistency in her sleep patterns, spotting medication side effects, 504s and IEPs, the practice speech I make every time she's invited to a new friend's house, and the worry I feel every time she's out of my sight. And then there are the days when the seizures break through, and we watch her struggle. It hurts my heart. In the midst of all this worry, she's been great. One day after we spent a while on the floor of a local store, with onlookers anxiously waiting to call 911, she regained her strength and she walked herself out with no shame. Kids are resilient and they face the world without fear. After some time, I realized I needed help and I needed more information. I stumbled upon the Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan online. Their website has provided me numerous resources I've used to help train our school staff, bus drivers, and teachers. Resources I've shared with my family and friends and those who help care for Bella day to day. They've also helped me learn what epilepsy is, and honestly, it's far bigger than I ever realized. I'm continually learning. I've spent time listening to their back-to-school conferences as we felt Bella was starting to struggle in school. I remember listening to a mother describe her son's epilepsy and school struggles. I was nearly in tears at my desk. She was describing my Bella. At the time, we didn't know how epilepsy could affect her beyond seizures. More research and help from her neurology team has led to a mild cognitive disorder diagnosis as well. In her first year of epilepsy, we stumbled on an advertisement for the then new Traverse City Stroll for Epilepsy. At the last minute, we decided to attend. It was out of our norm, but this cause was becoming increasingly important to our family, and we have now participated in the stroll for the last 3 years. The support from our family and friends has been enormous. COVID has taken so much this year, we didn't want it to take this event as well, so we're walking again to end epilepsy. In the last year, we also discovered the Kids Crew, and both of my girls have been earning their pins. This is a great way to help kids connect and allow them to be part of something so much bigger than themselves. Kids can change the world. I frequently use the phrase, no secrets, no shame. When speaking about Bella's epilepsy, we don't want to hide it, we want to spread awareness. Do you know what to do if someone's having a seizure? Because someday, she might need your help. And no shame. I never want her to be ashamed of who she is. She did nothing to cause this, and no matter what, we think she's truly amazing. Our family mission has become to spread awareness, give her the best quality of life we can, and support her every step of the way.